Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello, hello. Hello, good evening. Welcome back. It's another day today, a lovely Monday. I hope you guys are having a good day, a good week, a good beginning of the week. Thank you for joining us. Who's there first? Who should we say hello to first? So if you just show your name or say hello, we can say hello to you too. Thank you for joining. How are you today? Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. Good evening. How are you? Welcome. This is DSA Facebook page. Hello. Good evening. It's going to be the first. I want to say hello to someone. Whose name am I going to see first? Okay, while we wait, just want to remind you guys that Dr. Sunday's channel is on YouTube. Hi Benson, is Sunday Adelaja Official. Sunday Adelaja Official. Welcome to Reflections. Hi Benson, I hope you're good. Thank you for joining us. I'm not familiar with the name, but I'm really happy that somebody new is the first person to join today. So thank you very much for that. Who else is there with us? So Benson, for your benefit, I just want to tell you that this is Reflection, Dr. Sunday Adelaja's page on Facebook, and we will be reflecting on his teachings, a previous teaching that I thought about a month ago. Yes, it started in July, so from the 10th of July, and it was in total, it's quite a lot actually, in total 45 titles. That's over 45 hours of teaching, which ended on the 20th of August. So we're going to reflect on that. So I'm happy that you're joining us. Thank you for joining. Hello Tina, hello Oriyomi, good evening. Jane, good evening. Thank you for joining. So guys, also if you haven't shared already, please do the honors and share. For those of you, some people know what I usually say, which is share. I just want you to share on your page and also invite your friends and family. Hello Peace, how are you? Good evening. Thoughtful Writer, how are you? Good evening. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello
Hi,
everyone. Usimle. Sorry if we haven't pronounced your name properly. Apologies. Hello, welcome. Vivian, hello, good evening. Thank you for joining. So guys, please share. We're going to have a fantastic reflection because this is my favorite topic. Truth.
Yeah.
I love truth. I mean, even if I don't love truth before, I have come to love truth in totality now. I had no idea what it means to know truth and be true until I had this series, until I started listening to this series. And you know what, to be honest, I'm still learning because it was just so much to learn, and I'm so grateful for this series. So guys, join us in these reflections today. We're starting from today, and we don't know when we'll finish this reflection because it has 45 titles. There are a lot to talk about, to reflect on. So we're just going to take them in bite sizes every single evening for the next few evenings, or as long as possible, until we exhaust this topic. And you know what we would like? We would like you to join us in the conversation.
Yes, please join us, and also leave your comments in the comment section below if you can't call us or if you prefer to write. So you have two options: either call me through Messenger, Facebook Messenger, and I will pick up your call, and then we can hear your contribution as well. And the other option is for you to just write your comments so that we can read them out later on.
Yes, who are you? You said call me.
I am Julie Ngoya, of course. I'm sorry, Julie Ngoya, and I'm also going to leave a comment in the comment section so that you know who I am and who to call.
Yes, guys, please call Julie Ngoya on Messenger. and joining the conversation live. So if you call and you want to contribute to this, we'll pick up your call and we will stream you live so that other people can hear us.
Yeah.
And the alternative is to write your comment in the comment section and we will read it out. So thank you very much in advance for doing that. We love when people call in because that's just an opportunity to get to know people that we see their names in the comment section every now and then. So it would really be nice to hear you speak. So thank you very much. Rufaro, thank you for joining. How are you? Obi, hello, good evening. Thank you for joining. Hello, Charles. I said hello already. Abbas, how are you? Good evening. Thank you for joining.
Hello.
So guys, do the honors. Queen Nikki, hello, good evening. Do the honors. Please share. And you can also invite your friends. In fact, I think inviting your friends individually, just tap in invite names of people you would like to join you in this live broadcast or to see this live broadcast. Tap on their names and they would see, and hopefully they will be glad and they will think, oh, this person is thinking about me right now. You know, even that is enough. So please do that. Share on your main page and also invite your friends. I'm laughing at Queen Nikki's comment. And also invite your friends and family. So let me go and recap a little bit for you about this series. This is series number 34. It's available on YouTube, Sunday Adelaja Official. And it's not the only series that is available or the only topic or teachings that Dr. Sunday has done. If you're here for the first time, please go on YouTube. YouTube is your friend, especially Sunday Adelaja Official. That is a place for few free resources.
Yeah.
You can see as much details on many topics, many titles. And this one we're treating today is number 34 and is titled The Power and Force of Truth. That's the whole series. And in that series, it has 45 titles, 45. And most of these titles are over an hour. So as a minimum, this series is over 45 hours. So you can also take it in bite size, as we will be doing today. So you can watch it in bite size by watching each title or each titles within the 45 in this whole series, The Power and Force of Truth, number 34 on Sunday Adelaja YouTube page or channel, as they say, YouTube channel. And let me just remind you how to go on YouTube. You know how to go on YouTube. You can either type in on your computer www.youtube, or if you've got a device, you would have a YouTube icon on your device that you've already downloaded at some point. And once you go on there, you type in Sunday Adelaja Official. Once you click search, it will bring you up to Dr. Sunday's picture. So he has a blue and green outfit there. So it's a blue and green. I think the shirt is green and the actual suit is blue. So click on that. Once you click on that, you've entered into the world of resources and a whole lot of playlists. It's a homepage. You see so many things, so many playlists, so many titles that you can just select which your preference and watch or listen at your own pace. So please do so. And if you have any challenges with that, you wouldn't, but you can always email us or contact us via Messenger and we'll be able to help you, okay? So that's it in terms of having to get this series. And my advice actually for those of you that are watching now, even though you've listened during Dr. Sunday's series when he was doing this series last month, please make every effort to watch it again and listen again. You know, we have to do that in order for us to come on today and discuss this, because a lot of things have happened. Yes, you heard it, but we don't retain everything when we hear it once. We need time and time over to retain them and let it be part of us and be embedded or imbibe in us. So please do watch it again. It's quite a lot. And, you know, every bit of it is worth knowing.
Absolutely.
Yes. So they are altogether, as I said earlier, there are 45 titles in this playlist. And I'm just going to read for you maybe quickly or slowly. I would see how it goes.
Maybe just a few concerning the level.
Yes. Okay. Maybe. Yeah. I think I'll take Julie's advice. She said instead of reading all 45 out, I can just read a few. The few that I'll read the top 5, the first 5, not top 5, the first 5 titles that Dr. Sunday treated, which were the 5 levels of truth, part 1, the 5 levels of truth, part 2, practical application of the first 3 levels of truth. That's number 3. And then we have the 5 levels of truth, part 3, the 5 levels of truth, practical applications of level 4, and the 5 levels of truth, part 4, and the 5 practical application of 5 levels of truth, why truth matters. So actually there I have read out 8 to you. So the first part is the 5 levels of truth. So Dr. Sunday started by describing to us the 5 levels of truth, which was really interesting because honestly I haven't heard about the 5 levels of truth. Have you?
Me either. No.
So what do you know about truth and before this?
Yeah, so before I heard this teaching about truth, first of all, nobody really thinks about truth, to be honest with you. At least for me, I can say that I wasn't someone who would be thinking a lot or pondering a lot about truth or what truth means. All we know about truth is that, well, things are true or they're not. Or, when we speak in a Christian context, we would say God is truth, the word of God is truth, and
know the truth, and the truth will set you free.
Exactly, Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. And these are the things that would just come out of you because you hear that all the time. You grew up with these statements, and that's all you can can connect to the truth. Also, when you are in conversations, obviously, or you think about what you value, what are the values and the things that you esteem highly, would be honesty, for instance. And this is another word that people would use to say truth, or integrity, or not telling lies. And this is everything that we would be connecting to truth before the teaching.
Yes. Well said, Julie, because I always pride myself that I tell the truth. I would be honest. But when I started listening to this, when Dr. Sunday started, I thought, I had no idea about truth. All I know is just to mouth off and say what I think is truth, or just say what I want to say. But that's not true. That's very limited understanding of truth. And I couldn't believe it. I think for the first few hours, I just couldn't speak. Maybe the first day I did speak. I said, oh, I'm so surprised, But I was thinking about it that, oh my God, I don't really know truth as I should. I had no idea. So I was a little bit dumbfounded. And you know what? If you know me by now, I am not usually dumbfounded. I always have something that I can say or want to say.
Yeah.
But under this understanding, this light, when it came to me, I was so shocked that what have I been living all my life? How come I have never had anyone tell me this or even discuss these levels of truth with me?
Yeah.
Ever.
And can you think about something striking? Obviously, there are many things. Yeah, there's so much that Dr. Sunday taught us that just completely blew our minds and really told us to redefine the way we see life and the way we see, even God. So what is one thing that comes out that really stands out for you right now that you can think of?
Right. For me, it was so difficult to even just grasp the levels. Okay. Yeah. Just to understand the 5 levels, it was so challenging, but it makes so much sense. When something ministers to you that you know that you can't even escape it. It doesn't matter how much you try to fight it, you cannot fight it. The first thing that Dr. Sunday said through his teaching, he told us the story about the guy that God revealed this to, and how he's going to give us the in-depth analysis and information and knowledge and wisdom about this, and how the guy was so disillusioned with life, he was so disillusioned with everything that he wrote down a whole list of questions that he wants to ask God and he wants God to answer. And he wrote this. I mean, I feel like that sometimes, but I'm too lazy. I don't bother writing down anything. But I'm getting some answers now, so I think I'm okay. He wrote all this down, and then God visited him. God came on his right hand, and Dr. Sunday was saying that he could relate to this because, you know, he could identify with this because even when he was having challenges as a student, and when God appeared to him, he was also on his right hand. And this guy, God started to reveal things to him, and even God asked him that, he said that, I really want to know the truth. And then God said, you know, are you sure you want to know the truth? Are you sure you can handle this? And he said, yes, I want to know the truth. And God explained the 5 levels of truth to him. And yes, your question is that what struck out for me in this. Actually, that 5 levels alone, having 5 levels of truth, struck out massively. So I must say the 5 levels struck out. But the 5 levels, let me tell you what they are. So the first one is that telling the truth to yourself about yourself. Who does that? Or who knows that to do?
That's strange. That's like a strange vocabulary.
Yes. Telling the truth to yourself about yourself. To myself about myself. So that took me a while to even think, how am I going to do this? Am I going to stand in front of the mirror? Am I going to search out truth? Where am I going to start from? What is this? I was just playing around with that. It was just such a challenge for me. And then the next one is telling the truth to yourself about another. That's the next level. That's level 2. So telling the truth to myself. So this is still myself. All 5 levels, these first 2 are about me. So the truth is not about me saying something to somebody or, you know, trying to, just being honest or, you know, just saying something, you know, because my world of truth is never really about me. I already know, and I don't need to say anything to myself. I just need to tell somebody else that this is what you're doing, this is the truth to do, this is how you should do it. So that was always true for me, you know, and I just say it without any remorse or anything, not even thinking. Whereas the truth really starts from level 1, which is telling the truth about myself to myself. So tell the truth about yourself to yourself. Okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing is tell the truth about yourself, tell the truth to yourself about another. So even if something happens with somebody else, I tell that to myself. So I don't go and quickly, right, I need to tell you something about yourself. That's my word. Before hearing this, you know, I can tell other people about the truth about them to them, but I don't tell the truth about other people to myself. So there too, first of all, they were like phenomenal for me. I couldn't really believe how I've missed this all my life. I've never practiced. How can I even be human without doing this? I'll quickly go through the 5 steps. And then number 3 is that level 3, the truth about yourself to others. So you tell the truth about yourself to others. But here, right, there's a disclaimer. Don't just go and get anybody and just start saying, oh, I'm this has happened to me, this is this. Dr. Sunday told us, like, you know, gave examples about if you're a woman, for example, you can just see a man for the first time, or maybe you just start dating. Yes, I've been with 100 guys, I have had 5 abortions, I did this, I did that. No, it's not just picking up anyone or just trusting anybody to just tell them everything about yourself and download. That's not wise. So you really need to listen to that series, because I'm probably one of those kind of people that, you know, maybe in my younger days, I would tell anyone anything, like, because I'm being truthful. If they ask me, did you do this? Yeah, I did it. I'm just like, you know.
And the funny thing is that we still do it. It's not just, you know, pertaining to small children, because oftentimes, maybe, you know, some ladies can relate to that, especially when it comes to relationships. Oftentimes we may, you know, be a little bit too open and just be too nice and too kind, thinking that this is kindness or being nice, Don't just tell everyone everything.
It's
Even
not saying to be dishonest, by the way, so everybody needs to know this.
Exactly. Yeah. Even amongst ourselves, even amongst other people or other females, we tend to be a little bit too open about, you know, ourselves and whatever we have done or have not done. So it's always good to be wise and discern in that area.
Yes, but the number 4 is that the truth you tell about yourself. No, number 3, the truth you tell about yourself to others. So you have to tell it to safe others, loving others, others that you know that have got your back, others that you know that can listen and give you good advice, not just any other, you know. So until any other proves to you that they're worthy of learning the truth or hearing the truth about you to them. Because a lot of people, they talk about this, even friends, like Julie said, even among friends, male or female, where you would tell a friend or a friend knows your secret and then they tell other people, and you feel really bitterly upset about it and betrayed. So this, of course, is about telling the truth about yourself to others, but in understanding that you want to share this truth, that look, there's something that you also have to have that kind of resolved in yourself, that even if it does go out, because you wouldn't feel hurt about it, because it's the truth about yourself, you've dealt with it, and you're talking about it with this other person or others, because you want to share this with them so that they may learn from it. It's also up to them to learn from it. They might decide not to learn from it. And I think this is also good in parents and children's relationship, or it doesn't even have to be children, you know, adult to adults relationship, like parents and the older children, not even younger children alone, where, you know, you can tell your children that, you know, I've been through this happened to me, you know, I experienced this at this point. So it's sharing your truth about yourself to another. That's another. Without imposing that your children have to do those things, or they have to go the same path as you've gone, or, you know, understand your mistake. But just telling them is really good. And it doesn't even have to be a mistake. It might also be something that is good, but it's truth about yourself to another. So the 4th one is to truth about another to the other. This one took me a while to grasp. So it's like the truth about another person to the other. So how we did practical examples of that to try and understand that. So it's like I'm telling Julie a truth that I know about somebody else to Julie.
Or even about me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, even about me. It's just another, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's more yours actually. Because okay, it's the truth about another to the other.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's telling the truth about what I know about Julie to Julie.
Exactly.
Not even the truth about somebody else to Julie.
Yes.
That would be
Your
good.
own
Yeah.
truth.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. You see, I told you I'm still learning, because even to get this 4th level, I'm still trying to grasp it very well.
Yeah.
And it's also hard to get rid of all the bad habits about the truth that I thought I knew. It's really hard to flush them out and then adapt this one, or adopt these ones. So here is the truth, number 4, or level 4, is the truth about another to the other. And then the final level, which is level 5, is the truth you tell to everyone about everything. The truth you tell to everyone about everything. Whoa.
One. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if some of us will pass level 2. You know, because there's so much truth I need to tell to myself about myself, and there's so many truths that I need to tell to myself about another as well.
Yeah.
That I might just stay at level 1 and 2 because, you know, maybe it's even safer that way.
Yeah, it's actually good, you know, because it helps us. If you think about the first level, right? Let's just talk about the first level, for instance. It really helps you to make self-analysis. You know, to really look into yourself and tell yourself the truth about yourself. What does that mean? It means that you have to know yourself to tell yourself the truth about yourself. And how often do we spend time with ourselves? We don't. We often don't even, you know, we don't have time to spend time with ourselves. We always look to be around other people, be it family, friends, partner, husband, whoever, we are never alone in the sense that we spend time learning about ourselves. And this really is what this first level is about. Knowing yourself, spending time with yourself, embracing the solitude that you have sometimes and maximizing it. Learning to study yourself, learning to, observe yourself so that you know at what stage you are. For instance, where you have to grow, what your weaknesses are. And it's not just an exercise. Because I know, for instance, you do it at work or you do it at school where you do these exercises about what are your weaknesses and what are your strengths, and you go quickly over them and everyone's like, oh, I need to work here and I had to improve this, or I'm good at that. But this is not enough. You are so much more complex as a human being, and you have to know that. You have to know yourself so that, whatever it is that you're going to plan ahead for your own life, because you're talking about you right now, you have to know that it will fit, just like your shoe size has to fit your shoe, or your shoe has to fit your foot, based on the size that it has. Everything else that you have to do around yourself has to fit you, So how can you do that if you don't know yourself?
Absolutely, and I think that's a very good question. That's a pivotal question to understanding truth and living in truth. And I remember Dr. Sunday saying that you have to love truth.
Yeah.
You have to love the truth. The truth has to be in you. You have to relish the truth. You have to need the truth, want the truth, walk by the truth in order for you to be able to do this. So, you ask, how do I know the truth? Why do I love the truth? How do I, live in the truth? Your truth in fact, he said that in his words, and, through this teaching, is that you have to love the truth more than you love yourself. And I think this is really the key, because sometimes the reason we don't tell the truth is because of self-preservation.
Yeah.
You want to protect yourself. You don't want people to see you in a certain light. You don't want certain things to happen to you. You want things to happen to you in a certain way. So you tend to, hide. Maybe not hide is the word, but you tend to deviate from the truth because of what you want. But if you love the truth more than you love yourself, there's no chance of you doing that. The truth would always prevail.
Yeah.
So that's a big lesson that I learned, because, even in the Bible where it says love your neighbor as yourself, it's like love yourself. But in this case, it's even more important than loving yourself. You know that with love your neighbor as you love yourself, you have to love yourself first before to love your neighbor, so that you have a model on how to love your neighbor. But in the case of truth, you have to love the truth more than you love yourself. That's really, really difficult to even grasp.
It is. And I'm thinking about, the fact that we as humans, we often run away from the truth of ourselves or the truth about ourselves. We don't go and stand in front of the mirror and tell ourselves the truth. For instance,
but do we need to do that?
Well, obviously we do, because especially when we consider our relationship with God. This is one aspect of being free, and when God says He has called us unto freedom, what does that mean? It means that you're free to come as you are, but you have to know that as you are part. When you go and present yourself before God and you repent, or you ask for forgiveness for whatever you have done, or you just want Him to, you just want to love Him, to know Him, you want to be like Him, but you have to understand at what stage you are. You have to be realistic with yourself. And there are some things that you do or that you have done or whatever that may not be as good and not be as desirable. We all have flaws. Nobody's perfect. And we have to be able to face those imperfections. We have to know that, okay, I'm struggling with, say, jealousy, okay? I get jealous every minute, or I don't like if anyone touches my stuff, or I don't like to share my things. And you have to be able to be truthful to yourself about it. You have to know that, yes, I am someone who gets jealous, or I am someone who gets angry very easily, or I am someone who likes to insult people. Whatever it is, you have to tell yourself the truth, and you have to come as you are with that truth to God, because this is what repentance is about. This is what truthfulness and what a pure heart is about. Because often we talk about, oh, you have to have a pure heart and create in me a pure heart. You know, we ask God to do all of that, but we think that purity means blamelessness, and this is not the case. Purity means truthfulness. Purity means you are open with all your flaws, with all your imperfections, with everything that you are, and this is how you come to God. Yes. I mean, this is so liberating, you know, and at first it may make you angry, it may make you frustrated because you realize all of these things about yourself. You look at yourself and you say, oh my God, this is not me, and this is not who I want to be, or, you know, this is not the person that I want people to see. But this is where it all starts. Change starts once you realize what has to be changed. So if you don't do that step and you don't meditate on yourself and you accept yourself the way you are, and then you go to God this way, you're never going to experience the change that you desire.
Yes.
So,
well said, Julie. I think Julie said so much there, and I think we should take them really seriously in terms of especially talking to yourself.
Yeah.
You know, identifying yourself as the flaws in you, the things that, and I actually think that it doesn't even just have to be a flaw. It also can be something that it's a good thing.
Exactly.
You know, it's just because sometimes when we talk about the truth and telling the truth to people, it always happens to be like, okay, something negative that you need to tell you the truth. Yeah. Sit down, we need to talk. We need to talk about this, you know. But it doesn't have to be. It has to be, it can also be a positive thing. So first of all is identifying it, both good and bad.
Yeah.
And saying that, okay, this is the area that maybe I'm not so good at. It's not even something that other people would tell you before you do that. I think it's actually good to tell yourself the truth about yourself before anybody else sees it and tells you the truth about yourself. So that when they do, you're not going to feel attacked. Or even when they do that is a good thing, that you're telling yourself about yourself, not in something negative. When they do tell you as well, you also know how to receive that compliment. Because sometimes when people tell me as well that something good about myself, because I haven't assessed myself, I haven't told myself the truth about myself, I don't even know how to take it. I'm thinking, are they telling the truth? Or, you know, are they just trying to flatter me? You know? So, but if I have assessed myself, I have looked through myself, I've looked through my life and the things that I do, how I am, the reasons why I do what I do, and I am truly truthful to myself. And yes, I don't think you have to sit in front of the mirror to do this, but it might help, because then you're looking at yourself. You know, just like we're looking at the camera now, we can see ourselves in the camera, we have an idea, and I think sometimes it does help, actually.
Yeah, it does.
You know, if you sit in front of the mirror, that's just our own practical way. I think, I just like I was saying it, I was thinking the truth to myself that, I was saying that, Julie, you don't need to look in the mirror to tell yourself the truth about yourself, but I realized that it might actually be a good idea to do that. Because, you know, you have something you're focusing on, you can reflect on yourself and look, especially if it's not something that you're used to doing or you've ever done. Why don't you sit yourself down and talk to yourself? You know, it's not crazy, as they usually say that, oh, this person is talking to themselves, but it's really being honest. You know, so my own thing is that, yes, it doesn't have to be a negative thing alone. Telling the truth to yourself about yourself can also be a positive thing. You know, let it be both. Everything about yourself should be truth. If you really want to love the truth more than you love yourself, then you always have to know everything about yourself too, both the good and the bad, and tell it to yourself even before other people sees it in you and tell you. So when they do share that with you or tell you, just see it from a different point of view rather than feeling attacked or not being gracious to even accept
receptive of it,
of a good thing, if it was a good positive thing that they told you. And you know, one of these I think we really need to deal with the issue of how do we really start doing this. We talked about the mirror, we talked about talking to ourselves about ourselves, but there's so much more to it, because if you're somebody like me or even Julie, that we have never done this before, we don't even know these levels of truth until these teachings. How then do you deal with this? How then do you, you know, get out of your world of the way that you've been living your life every day and doing the things that you normally do without you telling yourself the truth, you know, just telling other people the truth. How do you bring this into reality? How do you into practice every day until it becomes imbibed in you?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And I honestly think that it's one thing that depends on the person. You know, I don't think there's a universal truth that applies to everyone.
There is a universal truth
in that area. But I would say, you know, the number one thing that is very important is to be observant, you know, to observe yourself. And I personally have started doing that after listening to this truth series, because I tend to do things and then later you don't know why you did them. Or you ask yourself, oh, how come I did that? Or I didn't do that? Or I thought of this? Or I was the one who picked up, you know, the paper that fell down and I was the only one. You know, you observe the actions that you do, whatever it is that you're doing, and you draw conclusions based on that. If you observe yourself, you look at your character and you try to understand, what does that mean? What does it tell you about yourself? If you're the one who stands up the first when, you know, someone else enters the room and you present a chair before them, or you give them tea, or you say hi, whatever it is, you observe the actions that you take, so that you can know yourself, because that's what we do with other people, right?
Yeah.
Whenever other people enter rooms or whatever, we look at them, we look at how they talk, we look at, you know, the tone of voice, what do they
looking
wear.
at their first impression and all that.
Exactly. So that's the very same thing we can apply to ourselves. I don't know, what do you think?
I think that's is a real big key in terms of, you know, and analyzing things before it happened. We're all good at doing this, where we do something and then we reflect on it and we start thinking, oh, I shouldn't have done that. And the one Julie just mentioned, that, why did I even do that? That's the worst one. You know, I mean, the one where you say you shouldn't have done that is like, okay, you made a decision, you did that.
Yeah.
But the ones you don't even know why you did it.
Yeah.
Why did I even do that? And that happens a lot. I mean, I will put my hands up and say, this happens a lot, where, what did I even do that for? I don't even need to do that. I'm not even interested that much in this. Why am I doing this? And you know, as Julie was just talking about that, in my head I was thinking, what can help us with this? And I thought of one of Dr. Sunday's book.
Which one?
Be in the Here and Be in the Here and Now.
Yeah.
You know, we joke in this house about that. Whenever somebody does something, or you're asking somebody a question and they say, oh, what did you say? You just say, oh, you're not here and now.
Yeah.
Where are you? You're not here and now. Be in the here and now. Because Dr. Sunday says that a lot.
Yeah.
Well, it used to. Actually, he doesn't say it as much anymore. He's probably tired of saying that to us. So the first thing I think, like, is a good aid would be that book, Be in the Here and Now.
I agree.
It's definitely it's available on Amazon, so check it out. I'm just thinking, based on what Julie is saying, that there's some things that happens that you're even thinking that, why did I even do that? You know, why did I make that decision? Why did I allow this person to do that? Be in the here and now will help with that. And also, as an extension, would help you with being true to yourself, telling the truth about yourself to yourself. Because you're here and now. So you're registering everything, you know what is happening. And a good point is what you made, Julie, that we do that a lot with other people, where when people walk in, you meet somebody for the first time, or even if you met somebody 1,000 times, but you notice what they do more than you even notice what you do.
Yes.
Can you believe that?
Yeah. Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah.
And it applies to everyone. I mean, if we are truthful to ourselves about ourselves, we know it applies to everyone. Because we can recall everything about others, you know, when it comes to telling stories, and this person did that, and then they said this, and everyone was laughing, or everyone was crying. We can tell everything about what is happening around us, but not in us or with us.
Yes.
So.
And okay, that is so real that I'm just thinking about it. I'm feeling, oh my God, we do it everywhere. We even do it in church. Somebody walks in and it's like, oh, look at the way this person is dressed.
Yes.
Look at this way this person is walking. Oh, look at the way this person is talking. But I have a way that I talk as well that is not even, I'm not saying that don't notice people or don't even observe people, because also obviously you still won't be in the here and now. But the things that we notice and we talk about other people, it's like, why do we even do it?
Yeah. I mean, it helps to gain information, obviously. We have to understand and communicate with the world around us and with our environment, but we are part of it, you know?
Yes.
And it's like we are excluding ourselves from that conversation. But we have to include ourselves, and it actually helps us not to point fingers. Because if we look at ourselves the same way that we look at others, so say if we look at others in a praising way, okay? We look at everyone and we're like, oh, I want to look at all the beautiful and positive things on that person. We should do the same about ourselves.
Yes.
And if we are people who point fingers, you know, because that is maybe our present state, and we like to, you know, just
do
look
it
at
to yourself first. Do it about yourself.
Exactly. Do that to yourself. Look at yourself. If you're someone pointing fingers, point the finger to yourself first.
Yes. And you know, these 5 levels of truth, especially the first 2, really helped me with my day-to-day life, because I know that this is the way to go, and this is the way to relate to people. Hello, sorry about that, guys. We're getting a call. Hello, Pastor Edwin. Do you want to discuss this with us? Hello, do you want to discuss this with us?
It's Pastor Edwin speaking.
Yes, and we are on live. So I'm asking you, we're on live, and I'm asking if you want to.
You're on live? I didn't know you're on live.
Oh my God. Okay, Pastor Edwin, I have to call you later. I thought you were calling to contribute to this.
What is the program about? Tell me.
Okay, I'm on live now. Maybe you should listen, and then you can come back.
Okay, all right.
Thank
Is it
you.
on DSM page?
Thank you.
Yes.
Is it on DSM page?
Yes.
Yes. Everyone is hearing you right now.
All right.
Okay, I thought that was just one person, because they know my own direct Skype. They decided to call, or maybe they've been trying Julie and Julie is not picking up, or something is happening with Messenger. I thought that's why he's calling me. So apologies, guys. It's just someone that wanted to call me separately. So guys, yes, where were we?
Yeah, so we were
Telling the truth, talking about the levels of truth and how important at least for me, I think the 2 levels have helped me in relating with other people on a daily basis. Because every time I want to open my mouth to say my usual, oh, you didn't do this, or you did this, or even at some point where people compliment me and I want to do my usual being over gracious and say, oh no, it's not true, it's that shh.
Yeah.
You know, that true understanding, the first 2 levels, like, chill out.
Yeah.
You know, it says to me, chill out. Level 1, tell the truth to yourself about this. And then I'm thinking, okay, yes. Number 2, tell the truth to yourself about another to you. So those 2, those 2 are just enough for me. I mean, at this stage that I'm in, those 2 levels have really helped me. And it's helped me to be a lot happier as well, not making assumptions, other people's faults or whatever people are doing that I don't like is helping me to also reflect on myself, develop myself, because I have no choice but to tell myself the truth. So when I tell myself the truth and I'm satisfied that this is the truth, then also I start to look for ways to develop, to be better or to improve on that, on whatever I found out about myself. Because not until you actually do these things, you don't realize a lot of things about yourself. You don't know. You just you don't know what you don't know. But how do you know what you don't know unless you inquire? And how do you inquire? When you start to work in these levels of truth, you start to inquire on, okay, which level is this? Am I being truthful? Is this situation fair? Am I doing the right thing? You know, and then then you start looking at other references. You know, when you're telling yourself the truth, you also need to have knowledge.
Yeah.
You also need to seek knowledge. Sometimes you'll fight the battle of, okay, I don't even accept this to be truth for myself.
Yeah.
But how do you then accept it? You tell yourself the truth, you want to know the truth, you go and research the truth. You ask other people that, oh, what do you think about this? Do you think I behave appropriately? Do you think this is happening this way? You know, this is not going over the levels. Just doing this is doing level 1. But in level 1, if you don't know the truth about yourself, if you don't know the truth, how would you know what you don't know? Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So, because sometimes we live in such ignorance, and until we do the research, we find out how, you know, what's the appropriate thing to say, ask other people that are knowledgeable about it, check check your references on the issue or the topic or the challenge that you're trying to tell yourself the truth about. You just don't sit down and just use your own existing knowledge. You also have to deep into other information, other areas, to try and find out the truth about this one topic. It can be exhausting at first, because I really find it exhausting when I first started. But I think now I'm kind of growing slowly into it, where, okay, I'm not sure about this, but really I need to do this. Okay, maybe it's something that I was given a task to do. Let me give an example so I make it practical. I was given a task or something to do, and I'm thinking, okay, I should know this. I should be able to do this. That's why I'm entrusted to do. That's why I'm given this task to do. And I don't know it. I don't really know how to do it properly. But I don't know how to do it properly, not because it's not, I cannot do it, or I don't have the capability, but because I don't have the knowledge. So it's not like if I had learned how to do it, or I've gone out of my way to research how to do it, I would be able to do it. But because I'm either lazy, so this is the truth I have to tell myself, that Mayowa, you're lazy. You know, you don't want to do this because it's not fun at first. At the first sight, it's not really fun, so you don't want to do it. It's not really what I want to do. I'd rather be doing other things like playing around and not concentrating, trying to have fun. But I need to do this. So I'm just saying it doesn't have to be something majorly serious. It can even be over this type of issues, of tasks. Then I would say to myself, okay, I really don't know what to do. So it's not giving me the motivation to do it. But I know how to get to know what to do. Maybe I need to go on the internet. Maybe I need to ask questions. Ask other people questions that have an idea that I know that knows this topic. But I don't really want to do that. But sometimes you have to do what you don't want to do. You know, so that's why it's important to love the truth more than I love myself. So myself wants to just play around. I don't want to be bothered with anything. I just want to chill and, you know, enjoy myself. But really, that's not really the right thing to do. So I have to tell myself that truth. That first of all, you're not going to learn anything. These are things that you should have known already. And you don't know it, but you know how to know it. You know where to go. You're capable. Then you need to put time aside to learn how to do this. You need to do the right thing and ask somebody, you know. And if you can't find anybody, then search. Go on the internet and search and do all that. So those are the truths I have to go through and fight and say, you know, but I've got to do it. So that's just one example of trying to tell myself truth.
I really like that, because really what I get out of what you've just said is seeking knowledge. You know? Seeking knowledge really is the key, because we never stop learning. We never stop learning. We never stop growing. We never stop, you know, acquiring more information. Whatever it is, whatever area, whoever we're dealing with, we always learn all the time. So if this is a universal truth, about us and our lives, it also applies to ourselves. It applies to us, that we always grow. We always learn new things about ourselves, because we're so complex. We're just very, very complex beings. There are situations that may change, you know, the way we feel, the way we look at the world, the way we relate with people, and we have to be aware of that. But we cannot if we are not knowledgeable, if we don't know these things. So I really like that. And you know what I also think is very important in terms of telling yourself the truth about another. You know, or telling another the truth. No,
Tell the truth about yourself to yourself.
No, actually the second level.
Okay. Telling the truth about another to yourself.
Exactly. It actually helps it eliminates the need to point fingers or to look at others. Because if you really think about it, the time that you spend telling yourself the truth about yourself, observing yourself, and investigating, learning about yourself, studying, you don't have time to, look at someone else.
I know.
Them.
That's what I'm saying. I'm still stuck in 1 and 2.
Exactly.
Each time I'm stuck in 1 and 2 to better myself.
Yeah.
Because I know, because I've already told myself the truth in level 1, I know that, I need to really deal with level 1 and 2 first.
Yeah.
That I haven't even moved on to the other levels. It's almost like maybe I don't know how long of my life I'm going to spend in 1 and 2. Because each time I have something that I need to tell myself.
Yeah.
And each time there's something that I see in other people. And I need to tell myself about those things before I go anywhere.
Yeah, because they tell yourself something about you. The fact that you see these things, they tell you something about yourself. That is so profound. And I really love what Jane is actually saying here. She's saying, telling the truth about myself is key before I can start telling others the truth. I don't think I can give what I don't have.
Wow. You see, that's also about knowledge, like you said.
Yeah.
That's also about knowledge. And, we always have to seek knowledge.
Yeah.
So if we're constantly seeking knowledge, maybe we won't even have time to tell the others the truth about themselves because we're too busy telling ourselves the truth. So I think we really need to master these levels, especially 1 and 2. For me, they are key for me to success. It's not about judgment. It's not about putting myself down. It's really, for me, it's about even understanding purpose, understanding myself. It's not everything that I see that I need to even challenge because, that I need to even, it's not even about challenge. It's more about, it's not everything that I see that I understand. So I have to go back to try and understand this truth and understand what is happening with it. And once I'm confident, then I can move to the next levels. So it's not about keeping quiet and not saying something, because it can borderline on that. If you understand it as, I tell myself the truth about myself, I tell myself the truth about other people, and then I just leave it at that. It borders line about, I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah.
And we already fought against the plague of silence that we discussed over the last few weeks, and the Sunday did a whole series about. It's not about that. It's not about keeping quiet. Because people can take this as like, okay, whatever happens to anybody, tell yourself the truth about yourself.
Yeah.
Then tell yourself the truth about the other person. And then, you just leave it.
Yeah.
So that's why the 5 levels are important. Although I'm saying I'm stuck in level 1 and 2 right now, just because I haven't developed in the way that I should develop. And I should have known all these levels anyway in the first place. But because I didn't know those levels, I'm still learning level 1 and 2. But I just don't want everyone or people out there to think that, well, if I'm just going to deal with 1 and 2 and mind my own business, because then you're also doing damage in the world if you don't say something about the truth that you see.
Yeah.
So it's just about perfecting or constantly evolving to know how to use all 5 levels and not getting stuck in 2 levels or letting the 2 levels or the first 2 levels, like with what I'm experiencing now, get bogged down in that.
Yeah.
When really, God has also put things in me that I need to share with the world. That is it would be within the truth as well.
Yeah. And those levels actually help you get there. You know, that's why I love the fact that Dr. Sunday, taught us about this, because it really is a how-to guide on how to be truthful, just in every area of your life.
How to be purposeful.
How to be purposeful, yes. And to also make sure to help others to be purposeful, because you can't get to number 5 without getting to number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it applies to every other level. So it's a really, really good way to prepare yourself to get to the point of being ready to now say the truth to other people.
Yes, and I'm noticing now that as I seek that knowledge to get to know myself, telling the truth about myself, which is like getting to know myself. I didn't misspeak or misspoke. I'm discovering that I am also having more confidence in myself. So I'm being I'm confident now because all those things I'm trying to sweep under the carpet or forget or not even notice, I'm paying attention to it. That you need to know this. It's like somebody else is always kicking me and saying, you need to know this. Don't try to hide away from this. What's the truth here? What is you need to understand what this is about. Tell yourself this. Understand yourself. Understand the situation. Are you a perpetrator? Are you somebody that is hiding away from trying to understand the truth? So I have to have that dialogue with myself every time. And every time I'm doing that, I get to a resolution. I come to a resolve at some point, and that gives me confidence about myself.
Yeah.
And I really do like myself with this trip.
It's so great that you're saying that, because I was thinking about this. I was thinking about the confidence part, because it is a way of building muscles. You're building muscles around yourself, because if you know, for instance, what your flaws are, you know them for real, you have told yourself the truth, and you know what your good sides are, you know the good things about yourself, and someone else is coming to point that out, you will not be taken off guard.
No.
You won't be shocked or sad or angry or feeling ashamed, or, you would know what to do with it, because this person is telling the truth.
Yes.
So you say, oh yeah, thank
and you wouldn't
very
fight
much.
them unnecessarily.
Exactly.
You know, and also it would help you to see that, okay, actually I think I know myself. I'm really good.
Yeah.
If somebody else comes to
Confirmation.
it's confirmation. Thank you. So it's confirmation to also give you the knowledge that, wow, so I've been able to assess myself to this extent that, it's just so logical. It's just such a good way to live life.
Yeah.
And you just feel so relieved. You don't feel upset. You don't think, how dare you say that about me? Or the opposite way, even if it's something good, you're thinking, I don't really trust this person.
Yes.
Or this person might not be telling, they might just be trying to flatter me. But it's not always like that, because you don't know yourself, because you haven't told yourself the truth. So that's why you come to those bottlenecks and those stumbling blocks where you're feeling this way. It almost feels like you've already set your life. Nothing catches you off guard. Yes, that's it. So now for me, because I'm constantly assessing myself about the truth with these 5 levels, nothing catches me off guard. If somebody says something about me, it's like, okay, if I think for 1 second, it's like, okay, just get it out of my filing cabinet in one part of my brain. Really, literally, that's how it goes. You just imagine this, somebody tells me something, and then I'm thinking, oh, automatically my reaction would want to be fly, just do something. And then somebody's like, calm down. Then I go to the filing cabinet. This is in there. I take out the paper. It's like, okay, we need to talk today. We need to deal with this paper today. And then I put it down. I'll remember it all day. When I have time to myself, then I start looking at the paper, which is the issue. And then I start looking at it and saying, okay, this is true. So Julie said this today. It is true. I had it in my filing cabinet. I started addressing it, but maybe I haven't addressed it well enough. I need to really address it in more depth now and do something about this. Because Julie is telling me now, what happens outside if I do this again? What happens if I don't get this? What are the consequences that I may suffer if I don't address this or I don't do something about it? So it's really helped me a lot. So it's helped me to identify myself, to get to know myself, to know my purpose, to be more purposeful in my actions, my reactions to things. I just don't react. I'm now more controlled in my own behavior, in my own understanding.
You act.
Yes, I act, but I don't react. I'm not I'm proactive instead of reactive. Yes.
Very good.
So
Nice.
guys, it's really been a pleasure. We've only got a couple of minutes, and I want to read your comments, or if Julie would read your comments, it'd be nice.
Let me go ahead and read them.
Okay.
Jane Mutsaka is saying, knowledge is really important as it gives me the confidence to tell others the truth. It helps to justify or evidence the truth.
Yes.
Very true. Yes, I agree. We agree.
Yes. Thank you.
Hi, Lisa. Hello. Hi, Forma. I read that. Yes. Vivian says, truth. You sometimes have to. Yeah. I think that's,
I think it's during a discussion that she said that, yes, sometimes I have to do what we were discussing.
Aisha says, absolutely love the truth, even more than yourself. Yeah.
Thank you, Aisha.
Vivian is saying, right, you have to dig deeper. Oh, yes. Edwin is saying, I apologize.
No, it's okay.
Hello, it's okay, Pastor Edwin. That's fine. Aisha says, I'm blessed by you all. Hello. Hi, everyone. Lots of hellos. Izeukun is saying, you have to be mature to be in the truth. Telling the truth to those who backstab and gossip has nothing to do with you keeping it true. Nothing is hidden beneath the earth. God can decide to unravel you at any time. So why be secretive when the truth is what sets us free?
Brilliant.
That is so true. A very, very important question to ask. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Okay. Okay. Hello, 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 hello. Let us remain in truth. The anointing teaches us. Amen. That's from Emmanuel. Hi, 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 Emmanuel. Thank you. Thank you for your comment. Okay. I think, oh, there's a question. Okay. Do we have time for a question? Should we check it out? Just as the last question. Mayowa. Do you want to read it out?
No.
Oh. Okay, let me just quickly read it. Mayowa. Well, I always find myself asking my husband questions like, did Maiwa post this or did Maiwa said that? Like, you were part of our household. Am I the only one? We love you, Maiwa, and we appreciate everything you do more than you can imagine. Oh, this is so cute. Thank you, Rachel.
Thanks, Rachel.
I think Maiwa is part of many households, yes.
I was thinking, okay, what have I done now? You know, I'm used to saying, oh, what have I done now? Everyone, what did I do now? I'm so used to that. Thank you very much, Rachel. I asked myself that. I even say to myself, Maya, why did you do that? Maya, why did you say that? So you're not the only one.
Yes,
I can testify to that.
Questions.
I asked myself that too. Thank you for sharing that and making us laugh. Guys, we'll be back in an hour, so we'll see you shortly. Dr. Sunday is going to continue with the series that he started last week, Monday. That has been a bombshell. Yes. And it's exploding everywhere. So please join us, invite your friends, tell people about it, get the poster out and the banner, share. And call people that this today as well is going to be another expose about what it means really to be a Christian and what pagans do. If there's any comparison or if there's things that we're doing as Christians that makes us pagans really, or pagans.
Pagans, yeah.
Pagans. I don't know why I call it pagans. It's pagans. So please join us tonight at 9 p.m. Ukraine time. Dr. Sunday will be here again, and that's 7 p.m. UK and Nigeria time. There's different time in America. I don't want to dive into that. Please check the time out, and we'll see you again soon. And don't forget, this whole series, we're going to be reflecting on it at 7 p.m. So this is the series on the truth, okay? The power and the force of truth is number 34 on the playlist. Please check it out. Why? So that you can dialogue with us, we can have this discussion. And it will also be a good opportunity to refresh your memory on what the truth is about, what the truth means, the levels of truth, because we do that every day before we come to the show, to the program, to talk to you. So it's really good, it's exciting, it's also a very good way to learn and understand what you're learning. So thank you.
Yes, thank you everyone. Thank you for joining in, and hopefully you will join us again tomorrow, and when we will continue reflecting on the power and source of truth. So
yes.
Please join us.
Yes, it's 7 tomorrow. And it's not too late. Keep sharing this as well, so that others can join us, and invite other people as well. So, but we'll see you again tonight. Dr. Sunday is going to continue, as I said. So that's 9 p.m. Ukraine time. That's
hot topic.
7 p.m. UK and Nigeria time. We'll see you soon. Mwah!
Bye.